Now, making a major change in life can be quite daunting, uncomfortable, and even quite scary, preventing us from getting out of toxic situations and embarking on new adventures and taking a different direction in life. So how can we go about convincing ourselves to take a leap of faith into the unknown and embrace the future? Well, to help us give some advice on this topic is Leah Cefor, who's a life and relationship coach, and Nicci Robertson, a nutritionist and NLP practitioner. Always great to have you both on the couch together, so thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Nicci, let's start with you on that side. In terms of change in general, why is it so daunting to break out of the familiar and make a change?
Our brains are simply wired for the familiar because the familiar is safe and the familiar means that we're going to survive. So even if the comfort zone is uncomfortable, it's at least a known quantity to the brain. So we are very hardwired to stay where we are and carry on and do what we're doing because the brain is anti-change.
Okay.
So it takes a lot of effort and a lot of internal push to do something different.
Right. And in terms of this hardwiring that Nicci talks about, is everybody hardwired this way, or are there people who thrive on change?
No, everybody's hardwired to avoid any danger, any discomfort, any pain. And that is our conscious mind is a bit like that panicked part of us that if we want to do something new, it's going to show us all the things that could go wrong.
Okay.
So that we go, you know, there's possible danger of doing this. And we think of danger as like a physical danger, but actually emotional danger, you know, being laughed at, being ridiculed, feeling stupid, not being good enough. Those are bigger issues that the conscious mind goes, why would you even want to start a YouTube channel? Because you're going to get the trolls who are going to tell you that you shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
And then you go to worst case scenario and you perceive threat and your whole brain just goes, no thanks, we're not going anywhere near threat.
Okay.
And it is the constant battle you have with your own brain is just this lockdown of trying to keep you safe at all costs.
So obviously it's a useful mechanism in many ways, but how, Nicci, is this holding us back from progressing in life, you know, and getting out of our comfort zone to actually grow?
Yeah, well, this is the root of procrastination. So this is what causes us to just wait another day before we start the diet, or wait before we start a business, or just wait a few days until it feels right. But in this day and age, it's very, very needed, or it's necessary to take chances. So life is asking us and inviting us for novelty, to do things differently, because the way we've been doing life, if the way you've been doing life isn't working for you, you've got to change.
Absolutely.
And as scary as it is, and there's ways and means to do that. You know, you can't expect to do it alone. And I think this is what a lot of people don't realize, is they are assuming to make big life changes is all on them, that they can't talk it out with friends, and you actually shouldn't talk it out with friends and family because they'll stop you from doing anything big because they're scared for you too. But finding a coach or somebody who has your best interest at heart but not a vested interest in your material outcome, for example, can really help you get through the steps that will take you to where you want to be. And if where you want to be is driven from passion, so you are going to do something for your health or for your business or for your lifestyle, and it's driven from a place of excitement and passion, it will ultimately work out. And the reason it does that is because you put energy into it.
Right.
And you're going to put a lot of drive into it because you love it. And reconciling that in your mind with somebody who can talk you through the pros and cons in almost a dissociated, unemotional way is critical.
Yes.
For success, yeah.
What is the process there for people who might be looking at or listening to this discussion and saying, so, you know, I really want to do something, but I'm so scared. Like, where do I start?
So I think the first thing is Nicci absolutely touched on this point of stop waiting for a time when it feels safe enough to do it. It's never going to be there. It's like there's never a right time to have kids. There's never a right time to start a business. There's never a right time to do anything. So people wait for some feeling to feel safe before. It's never going to happen. So that's my whole statement in life, is always be afraid and do it anyway. Carry the fear with you into doing it. So don't say, you know, you've got to learn to have the nervousness and the possibility in the same place at the same time. So I'm terrified and I'm going to do it, knowing that nothing is set in concrete. Yes. And if it doesn't work out, I can not do it. You know, I can take a step back, I can move in a new direction. The thing is that if we play it safe all the time, we're always bringing the same version of ourselves to those events, to those experiences, and we never know what we're really made of.
Yeah.
And you only actually know that stuff when you take a huge risk and you're terrified and you kind of don't know, you know, if you're going to take another breath because you're so scared. And then you overcome it, and on the other side of that, you look back and go, oh, not only do I feel so alive, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, and now I know I can. So it's this thing of, yes, the fear is going to be there, and you're going to have to do it.
Okay.
And there's no quick, easy way to tell you to overcome that. You've got to find your own journey with what fear means for you. But my question is, how much power are you willing to give your fear? And how much are you allowing it to stop you from having amazing experiences and relationships in your life?
But in terms of where we are in the world at the moment, I mean, pandemics, wars, conflict, excessive exposure to lots of differing opinions and bad information on social media, like how's that preventing people from stepping out? Because it feels like we should be as safe as houses for as long as we can, while the world around us is going crazy.
Yeah, and that is natural. We want to protect ourselves, we want to protect our family, we want to keep everything where we can have a sense of control. There's actually no control. There's no such thing as control. And 30 years ago, the criteria for success were you'd get a degree, you'd get a job, you'd have a family, and this is not true for the world that we're living in now. And many people who are not meeting these perceptions of success or these fake targets are feeling diminished and feeling unsuccessful and feeling useless. Right. And when you start feeling that way and the fear sets in, our ability to break out of that and just get out there and try something new diminishes. Now, in the brain, the difference between the sensation of fear and the sensation of excitement is just one chemical blip to the left. Okay. So one of my favorite techniques is to take that fear and go, I'm not scared, I'm excited. And if you just tell yourself this is so exciting, I'm not fearful, I'm not anxious, I'm excited. Your brain goes, okay, fine, we're excited, we're excited. And you can convince yourself, you really can, that this is not scary, it's exciting. Because the chemical signature of these two emotions are almost identical. And if you think about it, when you're a kid on a roller coaster, you're scared but you're excited too.
Yes, absolutely.
It's the same thing. So it does take talking to people who've done it. You've got to get advice from people who've been there and who've walked in your shoes, who are going down this path, and say, how did you do it? I find that most people who've made big changes in their lives are only too happy and grateful to share their stories with anybody else, and really want to support anybody trying to make big life changes, because we know what it takes and how scary it is. You lose nothing by sharing.
Yes.
It's really important. Community sharing, talking is very important at a time like this.
Yeah, I love that idea of sort of rewiring the experience. You know, this is exciting, this is good, this is positive.
Yeah.
Because I mean, personally, I've felt that. You know, it's so scary. Oh, I must stop now. And then you start to disassociate almost from the exciting times, and they become scary when they should actually be exciting.
Yeah. No, and I think, you know, what you're saying about that thing of being completely safe is that on top of the fear, people also put too much expectation on the long-term outcome of doing something. Like, I'm going to build a business, then I will be happy. I will start the diet, then I will be attractive. So it's all, I will, but only then.
That's so true.
And what COVID has done is taken people's long-term away.
Right.
Because I invested and then look what happened. It all fell apart. So is it worth even investing? And because I can't even start that journey, I can't get that outcome waiting at the end of the journey. So you have to take away the experience of the outcome you want from out there to right here.
Okay.
And it's making every day the experience.
Right.
It's stop having, in a way, and I know this sounds strange coming from a life coach, but it's stop the goal-setting mindset. Is that I have to do so many steps until I can be happy, until I can get what I want. How can I be happy right now with what I already have? I never use goal-setting in my work. I always talk about intention setting.
Right.
Intention setting is where am I at right now, so that I have that energy and frequency of moving forward into the world to manifest and create stuff for myself. Because if I'm feeling depleted, I'm not taking any relevant action to get a result in my life. So start where you are physically. Use what you have. What resources do you have? What people do you have? What skill set do you have? And you do what you can. So don't write unrealistic lists and to-do lists and this is what I've got to do within this first week. Make it manageable, make it doable, and take one step at a time and then reevaluate. And that also addresses your fear. People induce fear by having these ridiculous to-do lists and unrealistic goals that are beyond their capabilities, and then it further goes, you see, I can't do it.
There's no point in
There's
starting.
no point in starting. So be realistic, bring it a bit closer to home, and get excited. Yeah.
Nicci, some more points from your side. I mean, Leah, you've given us some great foundation to start with.
Yeah.
So, Nicci, anything else that you
So
would
yeah, I
add
was just
there?
thinking along the lines of nutrition, it's exactly the same thing. And it's again about breaking it down to small manageable steps and understanding that whatever diet, nutrition plan, protocol, healthy eating, lifestyle, whatever you choose, it's got to be able to change as you change.
Yes.
We can't have these fixed ideas about anything anymore. You can't pick a diet and hope that it's going to work. If it's not working, you've got to change it and understand we've got to be able to pivot with everything in life, whether it's career, whether it's with health, whether it's what school your kids are going to. That just building that idea in or that acceptance in our minds that we've got to be able to change at any given time for whatever given reason, for the good of the long-term picture of our happiness, for our long-term happiness, is critically important.
I think it's interesting because it reiterates that idea that life is not a destination. It's a process. It's a journey. Everything that happens is not leading to some big event. The event is death at the end of the day. So that's the
Exactly.
end. So live it while you can.
This is the event.
Yeah.
Today is the day.
And there are going to be times when you will do something, it's not going to work out. But people then get paralyzed because they think, well, you see, now I'm not going to try anything else. Absolutely.
Like that,
I'm bad. I'm a failure. I don't have what it takes. So why should I even bother doing something else? There are going to be lots of failures in your life, but learn from them and go, well, that path didn't work out, but there's a million others that I can try. So don't let one event knock you down.
Wonderful. Ladies, thank you so much. I think that a lot of people out there are thinking it's time to take that first step and take the leap. So thank you for your insights.